About 20% of small businesses fail in their first year. By the 5-year mark, nearly half have closed. And after 10 years, only 35% are still around. These numbers are shocking, but what's even more shocking is the real reason behind these failures. Contrary to popular belief, it's not because the entrepreneurs weren't smart enough. It's not because they lacked passion. It's not because they didn't work hard enough. And in most cases, it's not even a problem of money, investors, or a bad idea. The real reason is far more subtle and far more dangerous, because it traps millions of people without them even realizing it. To understand, let me tell you a story. Lisa's story, when passion becomes a prison. Lisa was incredibly skilled at making artisanal soaps. Not just any soaps, beautiful, fragrant, natural soaps. Her house always smelled like a spa. Her friends, family, neighbors, everyone told her the same thing. You should turn this into a business. And eventually Lisa believed it. She opened a small shop in her neighborhood. At first, everything seemed perfect. Customers loved her products. Orders were coming in. She felt proud, accomplished. But a few months later, things started to change. Sales became inconsistent. Employees didn't stay. The days grew longer. And most of all, Lisa was exhausted. She was working more than before, making less than before, and she didn't have a single day where she felt truly good. The worst part? She started hating soap. What had inspired her to start the business had become the main source of her stress. Lisa thought she had built a business. In reality, she had created a full-time, underpaid job she couldn't escape. The entrepreneurial myth. What Lisa went through is not an isolated case. It's exactly what Michael Gerber describes in his book, The E-Myth Revisited. The big myth is this: if you're good at something, then you'll naturally be good at running a business that does that thing. It seems logical. If you can cook, open a restaurant. If you can repair motorcycles, open a garage. If you can make soap, start a soap business. But there's a truth many discover too late. Doing the work and building a business around the work are two completely different skills. Lisa knew how to make soap. That was her only real skill. But overnight, she also became inventory manager, customer service representative, accountant, marketing manager, employee manager, tax, logistics, and admin expert. None of these roles had anything to do with her original expertise. No one had taught her. No one had prepared her. She was no longer a passionate artisan. She had become a prisoner of her own business. And here's the most dangerous trap. It's not that Lisa lacked talent. It's that she was led to believe that knowing how to make something was enough to run a business. But this idea is false, because a business doesn't run on talent alone. It runs on systems, decisions, and organization. Knowing how to make a good product makes you a good technician. But running a business is a completely different job, one that must be learned, and that no one really teaches at the start. The 3 roles in every business. Michael Gerber explains that every entrepreneur wears 3 hats, whether they like it or not. The technician, the one who does the work. They make, cook, repair, create. This is the technical skill. The manager, the one who organizes. They plan, structure, control, manage employees, deadlines, priorities. The entrepreneur, the visionary, the one who thinks about the future, who asks, what should this business look like in 3, 5, or 10 years? The problem is that most entrepreneurs start as technicians, and when they launch their business, they find themselves having to play all 3 roles at once. The result? A mental overload, confusion, exhaustion, decisions made in a hurry. Without the entrepreneurial role, you're not building a business. You're creating a job that you can't escape. The phases of business development. Gerber compares the growth of a business to the growth of a child. Phase 1, childhood, when everything depends on you. In the childhood phase, the creator is the business. There's no separation between the person and the company. You are the technician. You produce value. You make, deliver, repair, create. But at the same time, you are also the manager. You handle appointments, respond to messages, organize the day, manage problems, delays, and surprises. And without realizing it, you also wear the entrepreneur hat. You think about the future. You make strategic decisions. You wonder how to attract more clients, earn more, and survive the next month. Everything is on your shoulders. Every role, every decision, every mistake. In this phase, every client depends on you. If you work, the business moves forward. If you're sick, tired, or absent, everything stops. At first, it's exhilarating. You feel in control. You see money coming in from your own effort. You tell yourself, it works, I can do this. But soon, the other side appears. Days get longer. Breaks disappear. Your mind never stops. You never really leave work. Even while sleeping, your brain is managing the business. This phase is not a failure. It's normal. Every business goes through it. The problem starts when childhood lasts too long. A business that depends entirely on its founder is not a business yet. It's an overworked person with a surrounding activity. Phase 2. Adolescence, the illusion of delegation. At some point, you break. You say, I can't do it all myself. So you hire someone. On paper, it's the start of freedom. In reality, it's often the start of chaos. Nothing goes as planned. The person doesn't do it your way. They're too slow. They don't meet your standards. They ask too many or too few questions. So you start micromanaging. You explain, you supervise, you correct. And very quickly you do the worst thing possible. You redo the work yourself. Officially, you delegated. In practice, you added complexity. Now you have to produce, check, correct, explain, reassure, put out fires. The paradoxical result? You work more than before. You're more stressed than before. And you're still not free. Even worse, tension arises. You're frustrated because no one does it as well as me. And the person you hired feels controlled, judged, ineffective. It's not a people problem. It's a structural problem. You tried to delegate tasks without delegating the system. This is exactly why most businesses fail at this stage. They don't die from lack of clients, but from founder burnout, trapped between technician and manager roles. Adolescence is an unstable phase. Either the business learns to structure itself, or it collapses under the weight of disorder. Phase 3. Maturity, when the business becomes a machine. This is when everything truly changes, because the business no longer relies on people, it relies on systems. You no longer ask, who's going to do the work? Instead, you ask, what's the process to make sure the work is always done right? This is exactly what made McDonald's successful. Not the best burger in the world, not the most talented employees, but a reproducible system. A system so clear, so precise, that a 16-year-old can produce the same result. In any country, without depending on individual talent. At this stage, the business no longer depends on your mood, energy, or presence. It depends on a method. Without systems, your business is fragile. It relies on individuals. And as soon as one link breaks, everything collapses. With systems, your business becomes solid, predictable, scalable. That's the difference between a craft activity and a real business. Building a business that works without you. Escaping the technician trap requires a radical shift in mindset. You must stop asking, how can I do this better? And start asking, how can this work without me? Step 1. Document everything. Every task must be written down, not in your head. On paper. Like a recipe, clear. Simple. Reproducible. If a task can't be explained, it can't be delegated. Step 2. Create systems. Checklists, scripts, templates, processes, automation. The fewer decisions required, the less mental fatigue, and the fewer errors. Systems free the founder's energy. for what really matters. Step 3. Become the coach, not the player. Your role is no longer to do. Your role is to train, improve, fix the machine. You're no longer on the field. You're building the field. What's a blueprint? A blueprint is the plan for building a business, like a house plan before construction. It's not the work itself. It's how the work should be done, over and over. In business, a blueprint is a clear vision of what the business should become. Written rules to ensure everything works without improvisation. A reproducible method even if people change. Without a blueprint leads to chaos, founder dependence. With a blueprint to stability, growth, freedom. The 7-step blueprint. To avoid drifting, Gerber offers a clear framework. A clear entrepreneurial vision. A structured organization, documented systems. Hiring based on processes. Marketing aligned with the vision. Rigorous financial control. Continuous improvement. This blueprint doesn't make the business easy, but it makes it possible without destroying you. Le blueprint en 7 étapes pour éviter de dériver, Michael Gerber propose un cadre clair,